Hey kiddos, it's Mr. Brophy. Day 2 of you not having me around, because I am still back at Camp Tecumseh. Still hanging out with the Globetrotters and the other half of the stars right now, but I figured you'd at least get my melodic voice. Although today you won't have me reading to you, but I figure you'll have almost the next best thing, which is me just talking to you, which is almost just as good. You'll definitely need to have your writing utensil for today and your gospel book, unless once again you're needing to borrow one. I should have some behind my desk to help you out. Just make sure I get them back if you borrow them, and we'll make sure the sub writes you down. You're going to end up needing your notebooks. We're going to talk about homework, and then you're also going to need your iPad so you can get to the homework. And once again, your next gospel checkpoint is going to be page 108, which will be Monday. We'll get to the quiz. That'll cover all that. Speaking of Monday, you also have your myth test corrections coming up on Monday. So make sure you have those ready to go by the next time you see me, because it has been almost 2.5 weeks since I've had the chance to teach you and be up in front of the room. And Monday, I finally get that chance to be back, although looks like I'll probably be doing a quiz on that day or something along those lines. But at least we'll be stepping in the right direction. So for your homework, what you're going to end up doing, I did not know, I had not meant to change that. It should actually not say the forums on there. There's just going to be the one that says 75 items. I thought I caught that. So last year and the year before, I had kids post their homework online, and I had a whole forum thing, and it was super cool, and it was made up just like they did with the chat rooms where you get to meet like Beta Gold and all the information from the gospel. But for some reason, my website is crashing and having issues, and Weebly that I used to make it is no longer allowing me to do forums because they're for whatever. So we don't get that super cool way of doing it yet until I can find a way to problem solve it, but I'm not back at my computer, so anyway, complaining, figuring out how to do the 75 items. So we'll be doing it on paper, and I have a few other ideas we'll do with it along there, and we'll sort of take a look at it and try to help you out. So once again, my website, homework files, the gospel, and it'll be the 75 items. There is still a link that you can click that'll say forums, but you click on it, it just goes to a blank page. It's not as new or as exciting as it should be. A bit of a bummer. I'm hoping to get it back because the forums are pretty cool. It gives you guys a chance to talk to each other back and forth, but as of now, it doesn't exist. But anyway, click on that. And so what you'll see is, like I said, once again, the forums, this is the place you can go to. This dead link doesn't do anything for you. But down here is where you're going to find the homework, which is the 75 item list. That is the homework that's going to connect. It's not actually going to connect to the quiz. It's just going to cover some of the same information. It goes to when Josh is talking about limit himself to only having 75 items, and it pops up the same thing on the website when Larry does it. Combined Gospel and Larry. And so that's what I'm going to have you do, is talk about theoretically limiting yourself to 75 items. I'm not actually making you limit yourself to 75 items. I don't have the ability to creepily go into your house to make sure you've done it. But in theory, if you could. So here's what it is. When you click on it, it's going to pop up with the directions where in your notebook, I would prefer you type it, but if you need to write it out by hand, that's fine. It's just I'm hoping to eventually get this put up onto my website in the forums, and so if you type it, it will make it easier to get onto my website once I get that figured out. If you write it out by hand, then it just means you're going to have to retype it later to get it into it, so I'm just trying to save you time and effort later on. But once again, it's up to you. But you're going to create your list of 75 items, put it into your notebook. And to give you more information on there, we'll sort of go through and talk about them. Other people will be seeing your items, so keep that in mind too. And then also don't forget the part up here where it says you are going to pick 10 items and explain why they are important enough to make the list. So of your items, just pick 10 of them that you are then going to have to explain in some way, because someone else is going to be taking a look at your list and making comments, and we'll talk about that. I've also got a list of my stuff on there, so you can take a look at those. And so I have my 75 items. You're more than welcome to lump some of them together, and that's fine with me. As you can see, like right there, 27 through 29 says athletic pants, or 11 through 13 says dress socks, 63 through 68 says ties. Do not just do like 50 through 75 clothing. Yeah, I mean, you can, but I am going to make fun of you and mock you relentlessly for being a horrible, lazy globetrotter. But if you just have some of the same things that go together, then that would be fine. But you can see, like here, I separated my different types of shoes as each one that I can. So it makes the same thing with my pants. I knew I could separate them. I did. So if you have things that you can separate, do. And then the same thing, if you look down here with my area, on mine, I separated because like on my laptop, which I play all my video games on and stuff like that, I would have my gaming mouse that I bought separately, so that's why I have to add that onto it, because the laptop didn't come with it and doesn't need it, so I bought that. I also use a gaming pad along with it, something along those lines. The iPod, or the iPad actually, not iPod, and charger would be the same idea that you see into that one. Those go together because they came packaged together, so something along those lines. So that's what I'm looking for you to be able to do. What you're going to be working on today is, if you have not finished reading Gospel to the end of page 108, do that. If not, you can take the book home, but you're going to need to get to the end of page 108 so we can talk about all of that. If you have gotten that far, then work on the homework. Once again, you can either type it or you can write it in by hand. I'm happy either way. If you get both of those done, then you're more than welcome to work on other homework I'm going to give you guys today to hopefully read, and that way you're ready for things coming up. And we're going to talk about the book on Monday, then go into the quiz and stuff like that. And then once again, we'll give you a happy picture of me to sort of finish things out. Let's see, we'll give you a little like that. That's my pitchfork. We'll give myself a little tail. Fire coming off it. Yay. And so you'll see me on Monday, and we'll get a chance to go over things. Then if you have questions, you can always send me reminds. I will be around at the end of the day, because once again, we get back around, I think, 2 o'clock today. So if you want to come see me, if you have a question for anything, come find me after 2 o'clock. And I should be in my classroom or around the school in that area after the bell today. And then you're more than welcome to come ask me. If not, then I'll see you on Monday. Hopefully you enjoyed Camp Tecumseh, not having too many nightmares from it. If you are, then I'd apologize, but I don't really feel too bad. It was worth it, and it was fun for me. And I think really that's what's important. On that, enjoy, good luck, and let's have you work on Gospel. I'll leave this up for you, and I'll talk to you later. See you, kiddos.